the death of his family, his rabbits, and everyone he had
known. The rabbit, bruh. Like, you shouldn't have killed his rabbit, bruh. You about to die because you killed a rabbit, bruh. He's about to cook you because, say it with me, you killed his rabbit, bruh. Greetings, my empire. Drezu here, back with another video, and today we finna watch the full Doom lore explained. You feel me? Now listen. Listen, so one of y'all sent this video to me on Discord. Now, we watched two Doom videos. The first one was the Glory Kill video. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about it because I still have nightmares. I still have nightmares, bro. What bro was doing to those demons, he was absolutely cooking them. He was eviscerating them. He was dismembering them. If you want to go see the video, go check it out. I don't recommend it though. And then the second video, right? We watched how powerful the Doomslayer actually was. And I ain't gonna lie, coming into that video, I thought like he was gonna be max like city level, maybe even country level, highball, right? We watched the video. Turns out, my bro is bro is a universe buster. Bro has universe level feats. Like he can box with Goku. Like him and Goku could go a few rounds. He might. Nah, let me chill. Let me not say that, bro. Chill. So one of y'all sent this in the Discord. And this is the full Doom lore. Now we got bits and pieces of the lore from the last two videos we watched, but this is the full lore explained. So we finna see what it's talking about. Before we get into it, you already know, I want to ask y'all to hit the like button, subscribe, join the empire. Helps me out, helps the channel out, helps the channel grow. I appreciate the support. Without further ado, let's get in here, bro. Let's see what it's talking about. Let's see.
There have been many important figures that have made great change to the world, but there was one that made an even greater impact on the universe itself. This man went by many names: a Marine, the Unchained Predator, and the Hellwalker.
Bro, Unchained Predator, Hellwalker, like why he got so many menacing titles, bro? It's insane.
The man who ripped and tore his way through hell itself. What connection did he have to the Dark Lord? Why did the demons of hell fear him? And what made him so powerful? Here we explore in the lore and story behind the Doomslayer.
Talk to me.
Way before the Doomslayer became one of the most powerful forces in the universe, he was a simple space marine from planet Earth.
Space marine? Bro, does the Doomslayer have something to do with Warhammer or what is it called, Helldivers? Because when I think of space marine, I think of those two. You feel me? Now it's probably completely separate, but I don't. It might be in the same. Let me know down in the comments below.
While most of the early years of this hero are shrouded in mystery, it is believed that he came from a long line of war heroes, those of which included B.J. Blazkowicz and Commander Keen. As one of Earth's most trained soldiers, the Marine followed his orders well. Until he was ordered to fire upon innocent civilians by his commanding officer. In
Why?
this moment, he assaulted his commanding officer instead. This
Respectfully
action,
so.
in his mind, was the right thing to do.
The type
But as
shit.
punishment, he was dishonorably discharged from service and transferred to Mars to work with the Union Aerospace Corporation.
Hold on. 1 minute in and they already sound like they hold him, bruh. It sounds like his commanding officer should have been discharged, but fire on innocent people, why?
Here, their facility was home to radioactive waste facilities on Mars and its 2 moons of Phobos and Deimos. For 3 years, the Marine worked security at this secret base and heard rumors of teleportation experiments that the UAC had been conducting. But on one day, he received a message from within the Phobos base that they required immediate military support, that something evil was coming out of the gateways. And shortly after, the Marine and the other troops traveled to the base to help them. Upon arrival, the Marine was ordered to secure the perimeter as the rest of the team went into the base. For hours, he waited for them to contact him, but all he picked up on the radio was guns firing, screams, bones cracking, and then silence.
It's going
Believing
down.
his squad to be dead, the Marine entered the facility with only a pistol in hand, and he came across the demonic entities that had used these gateways to travel from Hell to Phobos. As a skilled Marine, he managed to defend himself against the waves of these evil creatures that had taken over this facility and mutilated his squad, and over time, traveled through a portal into Hell itself. Inside, he came upon the spider mastermind who was behind this whole invasion, and using the weapons of the dead he had come across over his journey through the facility and Hell.
They went over this a little bit in the power scale video. He's an absolute Chad, bro. I said that in the last video, I'm gonna say it again. Bro, he just had a pistol and he's fighting demons and he's winning. It's crazy. How did he do this? But like,
he fought with and killed this creature. After this victory, the Marine discovered a hidden doorway, and upon entering it, he found himself on Earth. Then he realized that while he had been fighting on Phobos, the spider mastermind had also invaded his home planet. As he traveled across the planet, he saw the chaos that this invasion had created. Whole cities were in ruins and the dead littered the streets. When he finally arrived at his family home, he discovered the bodies of his wife, child, and his pet rabbit, Daisy. Everything.
His family died? Nah, I ain't know that. And he had a pet rabbit. Yeah. The demons made a mistake, bro. Should have left his family alone. Should have skipped the house. But like, the demons should have seen the house and been like, yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I don't think we should kill the people in there, bro. I feel like something bad gonna happen. Like, they should have had the intuition, bro. It's cooked.
Had been taken from him, and he needed his vengeance. So, he took an old family photo and a piece of Daisy with him to fuel his rage against the demons that had destroyed his life.
Respectfully.
He discovered that the leaders of Earth were attempting to evacuate the survivors of this invasion, but they needed access to a spaceport to do so. The problem was that the invaders had set up a force field around it, so the Marine, now also going by the name Doom Guy, slayed the demons in all his rage, and the remaining population of humanity managed to escape the planet. As the last known human on Earth and without a family, the Doom Guy felt like he had done his part and waited for death. But then, he received a message from Earth Control in space, where they told him that the invasion had actually originated in the heart of his home city. So, he traveled there and discovered another door to Hell. He believed that if he re-entered, then he could close it from the other side and save the planet. Upon his arrival in Hell, he destroyed every demonic entity that came across him. When the demons came to fear him, the Doom Guy was a force to be reckoned with.
How are you a demon to demons? How? Like, how are you, like, the demons, they tell their children bedtime story, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for demon children to behave good, they tell them about the Doom Guy. Yo, don't take that cookie out the jar or the Doom Guy gonna get you. You're a demon!
Eventually, he discovered the Icon of Sin, a gruesome, giant demon. Using all of the skills he had trained over this awful ordeal, the Doom Guy destroyed the beast, and, as a result, left devastation in Hell and closed the portal to Earth, where he and humanity returned to rebuild their planet. As time went on, the Doom Guy struggled to adapt to a normal life. His dreams were plagued by the horrific events he had survived.
I could imagine,
the demons, blood, guts, and the loss of his family.
All that, you can't go back to living a regular life.
Help him get past this, and even worse, his battle was not over. On Mars, something had survived his wrath. Going by the name the Mother of All Demons, she wandered Phobos and resurrected the dead, even more powerful than they were before, and after the UAC discovered another potential invasion was on the way, they sent the Doom Guy to take her down. On yet another harrowing journey, the Doom Guy, fueled by rage, destroyed the demons on his way to Hell and slayed the Mother, yet another powerful beast. But this time, he decided to close the gateway from inside Hell so that he could stop any upcoming invasion from within.
Smart.
A sacrifice for humanity. For some time, the Doomslayer sparked fear in Hell and the bodies of demons piled up around him. That was until the Resurrector, the sister of the Mother of Demons, decided to do something about it. She wanted revenge for her sister's death, and so teleported him back to Earth into a facility overrun by demons. Following his namesake, he brought doom to every demon he encountered on his way back to Hell, where he came upon the Resurrector and
Bro, she probably sent them there, and in the head probably called her like, "Yo, bro, yo, miss, why would you do this? Like, what did we do to deserve this, bro? Do you not know what he's called? He's called, but he has doom in his name. Why would you send him here? You want me to kill somebody who has doom in his name? Are you trolling? If it's me, I'm cursing her out, bro. You just sent us to our doom."
Upon this encounter, the Doom Guy had no problem destroying her, just like her sister.
Dang.
And as he once again chose to remain in Hell, he had a vision of a path of perpetual torment, a path through doom. And as the years passed, his mind only focused on one thing: the blood of his enemies.
He might be a bigger crash out than Kratos, bro. Because I'm seeing a lot of similar. Well, I don't know which one came first, but a lot of similarities with Kratos' story. Kratos tweaked out on the gods because family, you know what I'm saying? He tweaking out on the demons because of
the Doom Guy found himself in a
rage.
new place.
It's a big it's a big spotlight on his rage. Rage be a lot in like these type of stories. You know what I'm saying? This story, God of War, even a lot of y'all was telling me Ashura's wrath. It's called Ashura's wrath. His rage is you know what I'm saying?
This was not somewhere he recognized. Unknown to him, he had somehow traveled through space and time onto a new world. Some even say to a different timeline. The world of Argent D'Nur.
Okay.
In this age, the Argenta people lived under the rule of King Novik, and this was a peaceful period for them. They all worshipped the Maker species, who, upon first discovery of them, gave the Argenta new technologies and information to thrive in the universe. In return for this knowledge, the Argenta went out into the universe to spread the word and teachings of the Maker to every sentient species they discovered. As scouts explored the land outside of the city of Sentinel Prime, they came upon this man that had suffered so much. They brought him into their city, where they introduced him to the Argenta priests. This Outlander was a species they had not encountered before, where they gathered all of the information they could about him from his broken, bloodied body, as they could not understand the English language, his ramblings of demons, guts, and blood. By Argenta law, any stranger that came upon them was to be judged inside of the Colosseum by trial of combat. If he died, he died.
What the heck? Some of these civilizations, like a new person. Let's put him through a trial. Let's make him fight things, bro. Like what? Like, dang, it's not a very warm greeting.
But if he won, he would be allowed to live to fight.
Luckily, this is the Doom guy. He's about to slaughter everything. I'm already knowing.
The Argenta watched as the Outlander overcame his physical injuries and fought against the creatures of the Colosseum. They saw how he fought in a brutal, chaotic manner as his war cry echoed across the arena.
Was it demons he was fighting?
He even gained supporters where they chanted the words "rip and tear," just as he did, even though they did not understand his foreign tongue. With his flawless technique and rage to fuel him, the Outlander survived his trial by combat, where even the best warriors in King Novik's army admired his battle prowess from afar. As the Outlander was returned to his living quarters, the Argenta documented his mad ramblings of evil, demons, death, and a world that thrived on it, hell. So, the Khan Maker, the leader of the Maker species, asked her minions to learn this foreign tongue so that she could understand what he was saying. As one of the first species created to understand and develop technologies, the Khan Maker quickly learned English and spoke to the Outlander. As she listened, she took note of these creatures.
Doomslayer is so tough, he got advanced civilizations learning his language just to speak to him. I'm just saying. I don't know why I paused it on a demon's meat.
She was born of fire in another land that they had not yet discovered. She believed that it could be yet another place for the Argenta to spread word and gift with Maker technology, when in reality, this place only wanted one thing: death. As time passed, the Outlander stopped speaking completely and focused solely on fighting for the Argenta army with the other prisoners that had survived the Colosseum. But these battles were nothing compared to what was coming. On the eve of the Black Star, the demons broke through reality and created portals of fire from hell to Argent D'Nur. It is unknown whether they came upon this place by chance, or whether they followed the Doom guy, but a new war
No
began.
way they followed him.
In their hordes,
Impossible.
the demonic entities took down major settlements on Argent D'Nur, where many died attempting to fight them off. So, the Night Sentinels were sent in to attempt to contain this problem, where the Holy Wars began. The army of the angelic makers against the demons of hell. It was quickly discovered that these were not normal beings and that their weapons came from the very essence of a tortured soul. It was here that it became clear that these demons had invaded Argent D'Nur in order to kill as many mortals as they could to acquire hell essence from their deaths. And as more of the Argenta people fell to these evil beings, the stronger Hell's forces became. As the Doom guy fought alongside the other armies of Argent D'Nur, in the background, the best and brightest worked to understand how the demons created energy from the souls of the dead, and it was one of the priests that uncovered the secret of Hell Essence.
So they're trying to utilize
Upon the
soul
discovery
energy.
that a soul had to be tortured and harnessed with technology, they believed that if they could somehow travel into Hell, they could cut off their source of power from within and could end this war. But as they learned more about this power, it corrupted the priests and the Khan Maker, who believed that they should actually use this energy to improve their armies and the Maker and Argenta way of life.
That don't sound good. Using the energy from hell. I don't know. It's greed, bruh. It's greed. Why would you use an energy from a place of sorrow and misery? Don't you think that energy will also bring sorrow and misery? I don't know. It is common sense to us, but like, I don't know.
So, instead of stopping this power, they leaned into it and created their own secret factories in Hell to combine Hell Essence with the energy of the Argenta people, Wraith Essence, where they developed Argent Energy. Throughout this time, blood filled the battlefields as the demons attempted to claim more land and life from Argent D'Nur. Here, the Inquisitors of the Sentinel Guard took note of how long the Outlander had survived against this never-ending force as other warriors fell around him. He ripped and tore them apart, and the death of one demon just spurred him on to kill more. He was a being that thrived on the death of this invading demonic force, and with this, King Novik deemed him worthy to be elevated to the king's army, the Night Sentinels. This was new for the Night Sentinels, as only the Argenta people had ever been inducted into this army. But the Doomguy showed great promise and technique. To some of the soldiers here, they believed his addition broke tradition, but others saw his ability to fight in any situation, in any condition.
I'm already seeing there's going to be an inner conflict, like one of them is going to like maybe betray Doom guy
and still come out alive, stained in the blood of his enemies. So, he was trained as a Night Sentinel where he learned their codes and techniques. Over time, the Night Sentinels fought many battles and took down so many demons, but more always came. So, the Doomguy asked to enter Hell itself to fight the demonic invasion from within, where he led the charge and even impressed those hesitant to his involvement in the Night Sentinels. Over the span of 3 journeys into Hell, the Doomguy fought against exhaustion, wounds and sickness in his never-ending lust for demonic blood.
Got like he turned his like aura to like gladiator aura. That's cool.
And he even grew stronger thanks to his brothers in the army. And as such, over the years of this awful war against Hell, the Night Sentinels accepted him as one of their own, one of their greatest warriors. Unknown to the population of Argent D'Nur, the Maker had perfected Argent Energy and manufactured it into weaponry to fight against the demonic horde. But the Night Sentinels felt something was off with this discovery and distanced themselves from it, as whispers began of an agreement between the Maker and the Lords of Hell, something that could not be confirmed just yet. In this never-ending war, the Black Star ascended to its zenith and the war came to its climax. As King Novik sat on his throne, he was made aware of another wave of the demonic army on their way to Taris Nabad, the capital city of Argent D'Nur, and this army was led by a monstrous titan, the Dreadnought. In its wake, the armies of Argent D'Nur fell to this giant creature, and it appeared to be impossible to take it down. Although the Doomguy joined them in this brutal fight, even he was unable to injure it as this relentless assault continued.
A creature the Doomguy couldn't injure? Wow.
From the castle, Sama Maker, a seraphim, an elevated member of the Maker species, sought out the Outlander and brought him to the Chapel of Purity. Inside of this chapel, the Khan Maker had developed the Divinity Machine. In secret, he placed the Outlander inside and activated it. This machine had been imbued with the power of the dark.
I think they did talk about this in the scaling video. They just got a machine that could make people gods.
Lord himself.
Let me get in there. Like, nah, I'm already ascended. Come on now.
And as the power flowed from the machine into the Doomguy, he absorbed it and became something new. As the Outlander left the device, he discovered that he now had the abilities of super strength, durability, speed, and stamina, to name.
Wait. Hold on, my head hurts. My head hurts. You telling me before he was entered into the divinity machine, he wasn't even like had super strength? Yo, this man is a menace. He didn't even have super strength speed before this divinity device. He was really a normal guy.
Just a few, and to match his newfound ability, a person known only as the Wretch enhanced his Praetor suit so that he could thrive even better in a combat situation. Even more useful, his newfound godlike powers allowed him to absorb the souls of those he slayed, and as such, he grew more powerful with each kill. With his newfound abilities, the Doom Guy rejoined the fight with the Crucible in hand. As described by observers to this event, the Doom Guy fought against this demonic horde and reached the Dreadnought, where this true Sentinel Warrior King plunged the blade of the Crucible into its chest. And from here, he was no longer the Doom Guy or Outlander, he was the Doomslayer.
Doomslayer.
In this victory, with the Doomslayer on their side,
Bro,
the Night Sentinels
Doom.
once again took the fight to hell. With his enhanced abilities, they were able to travel deeper into this realm, also with the help of the weapons made by Argent Energy. Then, they discovered just what Argent Energy came from upon finding factories in the region of Necrovol that the Khan Maker had created with Maker technology. Even worse, they uncovered that the very energy they had been using had been created from the torture of their fallen brothers on the battlefield. Upon discovery of the betrayal of the Khan Maker and her deal with the Lords of Hell, the Doomslayer and the Night Sentinels returned to Argent D'Nur. Although the Doomslayer did not care about the politics of Argent D'Nur, he did care about any who allied themselves with Hell. And this betrayal meant that the Khan Maker was just another creature to destroy.
Another op.
When the Night Sentinels told the Argenta people of what they had discovered in Hell, a civil war broke out between those loyal to and fearful of the Makers against the Night Sentinels who had fought against the demons.
I knew there was going to be an inner conflict. Not this type of inner conflict, but damn.
Of Hell. As the civil war raged on for years, the Argenta priests publicly allied themselves with the Night Sentinels and suggested to them that if they could enter Necrovol and shut down the factories, then the Maker and demonic forces would lose their source of energy, and thus the never-ending war would cease. So, following the Argenta priests, the Night Sentinels entered the Hell Portal with the aim to travel to Necrovol. But upon entering, the Night Sentinels found themselves scattered across Hell, all separated from one another as the gates closed behind them. It was here that the Night Sentinels discovered that they had been betrayed by the priests, and this was a trap. As each of these soldiers fought alone, they fell one by one as the never-ending wave of demons claimed them until only the Doomslayer and Commander Valen stood, each in completely different parts of Hell. Valen survived and decided to spend his remaining days in Hell in a self-imposed exile for making a deal with the Dark Lord in return for the resurrection of his son, while the Doomslayer began a killing spree on every wave of demon he encountered. He had originally been able to take down these creatures with ease, but now, with his enhanced abilities, his blood-fueled rage and excitement only increased. On his endless killing streak, he crushed the obsidian pillars of blood temples, took down the beasts of the Nine Circles, and used their suffering to fuel his rage for his goal to take down the whole of Hell.
Use their suffering. The Doomslayer is the demon, bro. He's the demon. He's the demon. I'm done. I'm done, bro. I'm officially on the demons. Like, bruh. Like, bro, the more and more I listen, the more and more he sound more like a demon than a demon. that actually be a crazy twist. Like, the reason he's so strong is because he actually comes from. Did I just predict? Hold on. Did I cook?
It is said that the Doomslayer, trapped in hell, fought for aeons against demons, as time worked differently in this realm, and he became a part of hell's landscape. The demons knew of him, they feared him, and knew that he would eventually come for them.
Bruh, you at lunch with your bro. Yeah, bro. Bro, we can't be out here too long, bro. The Doomslayer, like that, they were saying like he might be out here tonight, bro. We got like he's just a normal part of the demon's day, bro.
There were always more demons to fight. As new structures were formed in hell, the inhabitants of this twisted land etched his name.
Doomslayer became part of their politics, bro.
With each kill, his strength grew, undying, always thirsty for the death of more demons. At one point, the demons even selected a titan as a champion of hell and sent it to find the Doomslayer to kill him. But he was too powerful and took it down. So
come on, I could have guessed that.
Another way to stop the murderous reign of this superpowered human. Desperate, the demon priests of the Blood Temples came together to stop the crusade of the Doomslayer, where they laid a trap inside of a blood temple. To do this, they lured him inside with prey into the tombs of the Bloodkeep in Kadinga Sanctum. And as he entered, the priests collapsed the temple and placed him inside of a sarcophagus cursed by the demon priests themselves.
Okay.
In here, he was trapped, stuck in stasis. This moment created relief for the population of hell,
so they sealed
where they
him.
could continue their activities without the threat of the Doomslayer. And as a warning to any who would accidentally open this sarcophagus, they etched the mark of the Doomslayer on its surface. In 2095, the Union Aerospace Corporation discovered the Argent Fracture on a geological expedition to Mars. Upon observation and analysis of this, they established an outpost and extracted Argent plasma from this fracture to solve an energy crisis that planet Earth was going through. Over time, they explored the fracture and learned of the hellish realm within, where they took armed guards with them to fight off demons as they wandered the twisted lands. On one of these expeditions of hell, the UAC came upon the Praetor suit and a sarcophagus within Kadinga Sanctum, which they extracted and brought through the fracture to their facility on Mars. In their exploration of this land, the personnel of the UAC came upon tablets and writings of a slayer that had made his mark on the land. The leader of this expedition, Samuel Hayden, was actually the Seraphim who had given the Doomslayer his powers way back when Argent D'Nur fought against the demonic invasion. But following his actions during that time, he had lost his reputation and transferred his mind into a human body to hide away on Earth. Hayden appeared to want to help Earth's energy crisis and did his best to lead the UAC in their endeavors. But he suspected his protege, Olivia Pierce, of having ulterior motives. He knew of the manipulative nature of the demons of hell, and it seemed that Olivia was falling for them. So, he took the sarcophagus of the Doomslayer and hid it away from her so that he could wake him up if he was ever needed again. Later, in 2149, the Doomslayer awoke.
21.
To his confusion, he looked at the sarcophagus he had been trapped in, and it appeared he was not in hell anymore. This was a human structure, but one thing had not changed. He was surrounded by demons. As the Doomslayer explored his surroundings,
bro woke up. Oh, it's another Tuesday.
He put on his Praetor suit and discovered that he was on Mars in the UAC facility, and that a UAC researcher, Olivia Pierce, had made a pact with a Dark Lord of Hell. In doing so, she had unleashed a demonic invasion. On his journey to understand what had actually happened here, he was introduced to Samuel Hayden, who kept his real identity a secret. And from here, Hayden guided the Doomslayer through the facility and updated him on the situation with the help of an artificial construct called Vega. Following Hayden's orders, the Doomslayer did what he did best, ripped and tore apart the demonic entities he came across. While it is unknown what the Doomslayer's intentions were, he complied with Hayden's orders and stopped Olivia Pierce from opening a hell portal, and after traveling across Mars and Hell, he was asked by Hayden to locate the well, the source of power for this demonic invasion, to which the Doomslayer secured a Helix Stone, and from it, the location of the well. If he could destroy this, then the invasion would be over. Eventually, the Doomslayer made it to the well and discovered the trapped wraiths that powered it. These creatures had once been worshipped by the Argenta, but when the Maker species had come along, they were later enslaved in secret and their power used to create Argent energy. Using a crucible he had acquired on his path, he absorbed the energy from their bodies where the well shut down, and he prepared to meet Olivia Pierce.
All about
in his
energy,
preparation, he was greeted by the spirits of the Sentinels that had died in this place, his brothers that he had fought alongside a long time ago. When the Doomslayer finally came face to face with Olivia Pierce, he watched as she was betrayed by the Dark Lords and transformed into a spider mastermind, in which the Doomslayer...
from the first game. So the spider mastermind isn't like a one, like that's something like something could become. Okay. So was the first spider mastermind a human too? Come on.
Had no trouble in taking down. With the facility now mostly free from demonic activity and the well shut down, Hayden pulled the Doomslayer back to Mars. During this whole situation, Hayden had merely used this force of rage for his own use. He needed the Doomslayer for his combat ability to stop Olivia and to absorb the power from the trapped wraiths into the crucible.
So what is he gonna do?
So, when the Doomslayer arrived back on Mars, he kept him restrained as he took the crucible from him. Samuel Hayden wanted humanity to survive, so he needed this energy to continue the production of Argent energy to fix their energy problem. He knew that the Doomslayer would be against the use of any form of hellish energy, and so, with his use of him depleted, he sent the Doomslayer away to a place where he could not interfere with his plans, but also where he would be safe from any that sought to harm him, stored in an unknown location in a state of stasis until his services were required again.
They keep putting bro in stasis.
From his prison, the Doomslayer was freed once again, but this time, the Martian UAC facility had not been invaded. It was planet Earth. A familiar situation to what he had encountered before.
Is the moon fractured, bruh? Dang.
So, he got to work on finding out who was behind this invasion. He did not know how much time had passed, but at this point, it did not matter. On his journey, working with the AI system Vega, he discovered that the masterminds behind this were the Argenta priests that had tricked him and the Night Sentinels many years before. The Doomslayer always remembered, and the demons, Argenta priests, now going by the name of Hell Priests, and the Khan Maker were still on his list.
Hell Priest is crazy, like...
During his adventure, he managed to acquire control of the Fortress of Doom, a ship of Maker and Sentinel design that had the ability to teleport him almost anywhere in the universe. Following his actions on Mars, the resistance of humanity saw the Doomslayer as the savior that would help them, while others believed him only to be a myth. Regardless, the Doomslayer managed to rescue Samuel Hayden and track down both Nilox and Ranak, where he killed them both to the anger of the Khan Maker. Finally, the Doomslayer travelled to the holy city of Sentinel Prime on Argent D'Nur after many years of
Look, they
being
respect
away.
him.
Here, he tracked down Grav, but this death came at a cost. Although the Hell Priests had caused so much destruction to Argent D'Nur's way of life, the death of a priest on holy ground instantly led to the Doomslayer's excommunication from the Night Sentinels. With her Hell Priests dead, the Khanmaker decided to complete the task herself, and to do this, she began a ritual to unleash the Icon of Sin onto Earth in a last-ditch effort to destroy it. As this giant demonic titan had once been one of the Argenta people, the son of Commander Valen, its heart still remained that of a mortal being. With this, she could control his heart to do her bidding. After the Slayer arrived back in the Fortress of Doom, Samuel Hayden explained that he had won part of this battle, but the Khanmaker was making her next move. With a new titan, the Doomslayer needed a crucible to fight it, so he returned to Argent D'Nur's capital city of Taras Nabad. This city, just like Sentinel Prime, was abandoned after a long war, and after fighting past the remaining demons here, he arrived at the body of the titan he had slain.
Is the sword still there?
Many believed the Dreadnought to have died during the siege of Taras Nabad, it was actually trapped in a state of stasis, where the blade of the crucible kept it in
the sword is still there.
So, upon climbing the beast, the Doomslayer took only the hilt of the crucible and left the blade inside of it. Following this, he wandered Taras Nabad to recharge his crucible for the fight to come. With his weapon ready to go, the Doomslayer followed Hayden's instructions and arrived in the angelic realm of Urdak, where the Maker species came from. To his luck, he managed to interrupt the Khanmaker's ritual to awaken the Icon of Sin, where he stabbed its heart with Commander Valen's blade. This action destroyed the only loyalty it had to the Khanmaker, which left it only to crave destruction.
So it's about to just go crazy
to control it. And so, it turned around and travelled through a portal to Earth that the Khanmaker had already set up. Furious with the Doomslayer's consistent meddling in her affairs, the Khanmaker fled, but the Slayer caught up to her and had his revenge. With this creature dead that had created so many issues in his long life, the Doomslayer had yet another fight, the Icon of Sin. After jumping through a portal to Earth, he once again fought against the odds and took down this huge creature in an intense battle where he plunged his blade into the head of the Icon of Sin.
In the scaling video we watch, apparently this thing is like, it gets stronger, like if you don't kill it fast enough, it could get as strong, like infinitely stronger, bro. That's crazy.
With the Hell Priests, the Khanmaker, and the Icon of Sin dead, the invasion of planet Earth was stopped, and the Doomslayer was heralded as a hero to the human race. The war of good and evil had raged on for a long time, but following the Slayer's victory against the Icon of Sin, humanity began to rebuild.
Don't tell me bros in stasis.
Demons to slay. In an attempt to avoid another invasion attempt on Earth, following Samuel Hayden's instructions, the Doomslayer tracked down the body of the Seraphim, who he believed would be a great ally in any war to come. Unknown to him, the body of the Seraphim was actually Samuel Hayden's original form, where he went by the name of Sama Maker. After successfully retrieving this alien body from the secret UAC Atlantica facility, Hayden requested for his mind to be uploaded to the body, where the Doomslayer realized that this was the very same person that had secretly taken him away during the fight with the Dreadnought and subjected him to the Divinity Machine.
Yeah.
Now it's got a great ally on his side.
In a circle.
The Seraphim asked him to enter the
It's all coming together, bruh.
to retrieve the life sphere of the Father, who, in other cultures, went by the name of God. The Seraphim believed that if they could restore the Father's physical form, then he could be an even greater ally in their fight against Hell's forces. As usual, the Doomslayer followed the Seraphim's orders, where he completed the trials of Malachi and gained access to the Temple of Souls. Here, he not only discovered the Father's life sphere, but also the sphere of the Dark Lord. In his rage, he decided to destroy the life sphere of the Father and took the Dark Lord's life sphere instead. If he could restore this being into a physical form, then he could potentially kill the devil himself. By Hell's law.
So you mean to tell me he pulled up and was like, oh, so this the devil. So if I kill the devil right here, all this shit should end, right? Okay, I'm gonna kill the devil. Oh, bro. Ah. My God.
If the Dark Lord were defeated in ritual combat, then all demonic life outside of Hell would die with him. This was the ultimate goal of the Doomslayer, and so he proceeded to Urdak, where the Maker's technology would allow him to restore the physical body of the Dark Lord.
Wow.
In the Luminarium, a
He's
holy
so
place
confident, bruh. If he loses, everything is cooked, but he's so confident. Yo.
The Doomslayer entered with the Dark Lord's life sphere in hand, but the Seraphim ambushed him, enraged that the Doomslayer had destroyed his maker, and now back in his original form, they fought. Unsurprisingly, the Doomslayer won and proceeded into the next chamber. After handing the Dark Lord's life sphere to the maker,
that death wasn't 100% just. It's like, bro was really just trying to get an ally against the demons, but I mean, I don't know. He wasn't really wilding, he didn't truly side with the demons like the other makers.
They restored the Dark Lord in all of his glory, but strangely enough, his physical form mirrored that of the Doomslayer, the form of the greatest warrior.
Why was that?
As soon as the Dark Lord came into full fruition, the Doomslayer shot at him, hoping to finish the fight before it even began. But this was a holy place, and no blood could be spilled here. So, the Dark Lord instead told him that he would wait within Hell in the capital city of Amora, where they could fight. In this last stretch, the Doomslayer travelled across worlds to find a way to Amora, where, when he arrived, many of the other worlds accompanied him on his assault of Hell, each defending their own species that had been subjected to the relentless ways of demons. But the Doomslayer had only one target in mind. In his rage, he fought past Amora's defences and finally arrived in the chamber of the Dark Lord, where they began their fight. In this battle, the Dark Lord explained that he was the original creator and his power had been stolen from him by the Father, and this had, in turn, twisted him and his people into the evil that everyone knew. But the Doomslayer did not care for his story or excuses. The Dark Lord was ultimately responsible for all of the negativity in his life, the death of his family, his rabbit, and everyone he had known.
The rabbit, bruh. You shouldn't have killed his rabbit, bruh. You about to die because you killed the rabbit, bruh. He's about to cook you because, say it with me, you killed his rabbit, bruh.
And having absorbed the power of the Dark Lord from the divinity machine, the Doomslayer easily matched him in this fight, until the Dark Lord fell down, unable to keep up with the Doomslayer's rage. Wow. In his final moments, the Dark Lord asked the Doomslayer if he wanted to say anything to his creator, and in response, the Doomslayer responded only with no, as he plunged his blade into the Dark Lord's chest.
Wow.
By Hell's law, if the Dark Lord is defeated in ritual combat, then any demon outside of Hell's borders will fall with the Dark Lord. And following the Doomslayer's victory, They did. But as the Doomslayer also was, in part, a product of the Dark Lord, he collapsed too. This was the ultimate ending of the Doomslayer's quest to kill evil, and he had done that by taking out the Dark Lord himself, but it had come at a cost. Although the Doomslayer had collapsed, he was not dead, and in order to preserve him, some of the Maker species, now without the leadership of the Khan Maker, took it upon themselves to retrieve his body and placed it inside of a sarcophagus just in case they needed his services again. This man had gone by many names: the Unchained Predator, the Beast, Marine, Outlander, and Hellwalker. With his family and rabbit, Daisy, finally avenged, he could now rest peacefully for the first time in aeons. The Doomslayer is the face of the Doom series, and honestly, I do not think I have covered any character that has been through so much loss in their lifetime than the Doom guy. He lost his whole family after the invasion of Earth and chose to remain in hell to stop it from happening again, only to travel through time to basically go through it again with another invasion on Earth. He is one of the best characters in—
I ain't gonna lie, though, like, the only people I could put on the Doomslayer level in terms of like them just like they whole being is just fighting is Kratos, of course, Master Chief. That's the only two coming. I guess I could say Astra too. The shit I seen Astra had to fight. I might have to say Astra too. But it like a lot of this remind me of a Halo, like a lot of the old Halos, bro. You're on Covenant planet. You're a one-man army. Got to fight mad elites, brutes. It's crazy.
In gaming history, in my opinion anyway. This is the hardest episode I have ever written, and I was able to write a Davoth episode. The timeline and canonicity of Doom is all over the place, and the information consistently contradicts itself. From hours of research, I finally gathered that only Doom, Doom 2, Doom 64, and the Lost Levels are canon, while the others are not or take place in an alternate universe. Then there's a link between the Lost Levels after Doomslayer decides to stay in hell after killing the Resurrector, but it is still not clear how he ended up on Argent D'Nur. Anyway, I did my best to put this together. This was the lore and
good-ass video.
behind the Doomslayer in Doom. If you enjoyed this episode, then leave a like and a comment on your thoughts. It helps boost the video in the algorithm. I also have a Twitter and Instagram if you are interested in some behind the scenes content or—
It was a good ass video, bro. Y'all always be sending me some fire. What's wrong with y'all? Like, why y'all always sending me some good shit? Like, send me some bad shit once in a while, bro. I know that sound crazy, but bro, pure heat. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed, man. Doomslayer is a different type of being, bro. Like, just listening to this, he in my top 10 video game like protagonists, bro, right now. Bro, he's actually crazy. Hope y'all enjoyed, man. If y'all did, make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe, join the Empire. Let me know in the comments what was your favorite part. You feel me? And yeah, that's pretty much it. Drizzle Empire out. I'm gonna see y'all.
Gotta hold my ground. Smile left and the lost and found. I don't cheese, I'ma walk and frown. Hey, you up, can you hold me down? Spin it up, cause I know you round. Left phone, what happens now? Been around, look what I got. Back wound and a face on clown. And it's cool. Got a pill for you if you choose to swing that move.